Are we live on the right one or no? There we go. Okay, hopefully you guys can hear me. Please let me know as you come in to the chat. Sorry if you hear music from my neighbors. They're apparently having a party tonight, as always. As always. Okay, so if you are not in yet, which is cool, we're gonna go ahead and get started because I promised to start on time at 8 o'clock. Trying to do better with time management. So welcome in. My name is Brittany. I am your makeup artist, your cosmetologist, beauty educator, all the things. And welcome to the Makeup Lounge Live, basically where we come in and we learn new things, new techniques that has to do with beauty, makeup, um, wherever the case may be, and skincare. So if you're here to learn and here to give more information, help to join in on the fun. It's really chill, very vibey. Yes, that's kind of what we're on. So tonight we are, hey mommy, we are going to curate a look from an earring from my boutique, and my boutique is called Byoutique, play on words. So I'm going to show you what the earrings look like, and we'll jump right in. So this is the box that you'll get, and the earrings are uniquely handpicked, and it's not a lot that I usually choose as far as how many earrings, because the simple fact is that I want it to be unique to the person and to the ones that purchases it. So this is Parrot. I don't think I've done Parrot yet. So we're doing, even if we did, we're doing it tonight. So this is Parrot, and it's super pretty. And I love wearing Parrot. It could be dressed up, dressed down, wherever the case may be. But if you decide to dress it up, it's so gorgeous on the ears. So I'll put it on so you can see. I'll put one on, and then at the end, I'll put both earrings on. So hopefully you guys are doing great tonight. Let me know how you're doing, what's been going on before we dive into the look. So we're going to curate a look with having something that would go with the parrot earring, right? So I'm excited because it's a lot of colors. It's colorful. So let's figure this out. So yeah. I'm looking at the comments just to make sure we're on the same page. Nobody's asking any questions. And I fixed my settings, so it shouldn't blank out. It would have done it already. So, because last week was a time for me to keep tapping on my screen. So, but today is good. I haven't seen it go black out yet, so I'm excited. All right, so it's 8:04. We're gonna take at least, I'm giving myself 2 hours, but I want to try to cut down the time. So staying on task is what my promise is to myself. All right, so as you know, I shower before I get on, but if you don't and you're about to put on makeup, please make sure your skin is clean. Use makeup wipes, makeup remover, whatever the case may be, to get as much of the debris off your face if you don't have time to wash it. So after you get the debris off your face, I have combination oily to dry skin, and these are my products. Shameless plug. This is Produit Natal. This is L'Eau Natal Moisture Mist. This is a hydrating spray. And I love to use this before, during, and after makeup application. I haven't been doing it on camera here because I'm not going anywhere. So the makeup is going to still be put together and look great. But if I was going out, I definitely would be following all the steps that I'm telling you now. So yeah, I use the Low Natal Moisture Mist to refresh my skin, to waken it up, to hydrate it. And then I seal it with the Shea Souffle, is what we also have. And this is what she looks like inside, nice and fluffy or whatever. And you can get those products. You can get those products by clicking the link in my description, and it takes you to PoeDweNathalSkin.com. Yes, mommy said it's great products, and she swears by it. If you looked at her skin from before to now, it's night and day. So she's never really had like super problematic skin, but you can definitely tell the difference between the two. Before she started using it and after. So I'm going to jump into what I would do after I lay those products down. I'm going into the Moisture Balm from Danessa Myricks. And it is a big pan. This should last you a very long time. And I love this thing. So I like to use it in areas I know that maybe a little bit dry. My skin is not very dry right now. It's very plump, from using my products. But I would put it underneath my eyes just for more hydration and moisture, like to seal it, if that makes any sense. If I need it, I don't really need it right now. I'm just putting it on there as in the areas I would do it. And on my lips, definitely on my lips today because I didn't drink enough water today. So, and I've been like cleaning around cleaning products. So in the air, putting it around my lip. So you want to put it where you feel like you need it most. So where your skin is super dry and dehydrated, this is where you want to place that product. But first you need to hydrate. So I suggest you hydrate with the moisture mist, Low Natal Moisture Mist I just showed you, and then go in with a sealant like this. Okay. So don't put products on dry skin. All right, that's not going to work for you. It's just going to sit on top of the surface. You want it to penetrate. So yeah. Excellent for dry environment or over 40 skin. Most definitely. I know a couple of my customers that keep Low Natal Moisture Mist in their bag. And I don't blame them, especially in the heat. If you live in Florida, if you live in Texas, it is crazy hot and the humidity is ridiculous. So you can easily pass out, etc. If you're one of those people that pass out easily, this is something that you can refresh your skin. It doesn't have to be makeup related. You can definitely use it for skincare, is what it's really created for. You can use it throughout the day to just refresh and feel that cooling spray on you. It feels amazing. You can also put this in your hair. So you can spray this on your hair, all over your body to get the hydration you're looking for. And how you would use it in the hair is to detangle the hair. So obviously I have locks, but before I had locks, I was using this to spray in each section to comb out and detangle my hair. And it worked wonders. It literally got rid of the knots like this because the hair needed, water. The hair needed some form of hydration. So yeah. All right. So then we're going to move on to my favorite serums. Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Glow Serum. And this is in Fresh Pressed. Her sister originally is in Juice Boost. So I like to mix the two together. You know me, I'm a mix and mingle. So I'll show you how much I use. You do want to treat this like skincare. And you can put this all over the face. It is not super pigmented, is why you can put it all over the face. So I mix the two together, and you see that it's really lightweight and it's not as pigmented as it seems. So anybody can use any of the colors, to be honest with you, for that reason. But you want to put it all over the face. You can also put this before the moisture repair balm. But right now it's just mixing the two together. So the glow serum is going to dry down. It is a wet consistency, but it does dry down, not leaving the skin super dry, if that makes any sense, but it leaves the skin soft. So yeah. Right, nice natural glow. All right, moving on to the blurring balm powder in Universal. This is also by Vanessa Myricks. The Universal is your translucent. Looks crazy right now because obviously this is what I've been using clearly, but you want to put this in the areas that you feel that gets super oily or just, you know, attracts a lot of oil. So that is around my lip area sometimes. Depends on the day. Like I said, I have combo skin, so sometimes there's oil and sometimes there's not. Let's see. Not underneath my eyes, not really. And then as the season changes, you do want to pay attention to what your skin is doing, especially if you have combo skin. You need to know where you're getting oily, where you're getting dry, because it can, like I said, it can change in certain areas of your skin of where that those, you know, concerns will take place. Okay. So and your skin also reacts to the environment. So if it's not doing something that it's used to doing, then 9 times out of 10 is the environment or what you're putting inside your body. Alrighty, that can change it. So that's pretty much the areas that I would get somewhat oily, right? Sometimes my nose, sometimes not, sometimes it's normal. I don't know what it's gonna be like until I step outside sometimes, so I just put it there just in case. And then just a tad bit on my cheeks. And then my frown lines. So could you put this all over? I mean, if the skin calls for it and you feel like you need to put this all over, then if you feel like your skin is oily from, you know, head to chin, ear to ear, then do what you gotta do. Okay, let me read the chat before we move on. Making sure I'm not missing anybody. Do you have a code for Danissa Myricks? Do I have a code for Danissa Myricks? No, I do not have a code. I personally don't have a code, no. Hey son, don't worry. It's okay, you're fine. We were just doing skin prep. Great as a primer for my skin. Yes. Yes, please like, share, and subscribe. Like Sun said earlier, because I was on her live too, it isn't easy to grow on YouTube, but I do appreciate that we get much more interaction. So if you care to share, I appreciate that. If you like what you see, you come back all the time, then please don't hesitate to share. It only helps me help you, put it that way. So I'm using the Danissa Myricks Illuminating Veil. This is Goddess. And this is like your copper tone. As you can see, I use quite a bit. This is your copper tone, like highlight to the gods. So this is very, very pigmented. It's very different than the glow serum. So if you want a natural appearance, you're not trying to do too much that day, don't go for this. Don't go for this, especially if you're not trying to cover it up. Okay. So even this, I feel maybe a little bit too much, but this is what it pumps out. And yeah, so we're just going to put that. I put that at the highest points of my face. So that's on top of my cheek. More closer to the inner eye. Okay, brow bone, a little bit on the brow bone, whatever was left on my finger. Doing the cheek area. Sorry if you can hear my neighbors next door. If you weren't here, they're having a whole party. So, and I love that for them, but yeah, it's okay though. I'm using my phone as a mirror. So I wear glasses. So if you see anything that I don't see, if you see something out of place that I don't see, please let me know. Please let a girl know. Don't have me looking crazy at home because I'm not going anywhere. Yeah. So we're putting at the highest points. Not too much on the chin. I don't like to, although I put some on the last time. I didn't mean to, but I don't like to overshine my chin. It looks weird because the chin is so far down, it's not too much forward to get all that brightness in the first place. So I like to mimic what the skin looks like naturally. So if it doesn't look like that naturally, I 9 times out of 10 won't do it. So going to jump into Old Faithful. Let's see what you guys are saying. Thank you, son. I think I saw you share the live as a notification. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Can't hear them? Perfect. I'm glad. You remember that party? Listen. Thank God Sky is 10 months and not a newborn baby. Cause listen. So I'm using Oh Faithful, which is Vision Cream Cover by Danessa Myricks. This is a TPO2 corrector. And then I'm also going to pair it with the Vision Cream Cover in W07, which is my all over shade. All over shade just basically means like your one-dimensional shade that would cover everything to make it one-dimensional, right? So it flows with the rest of your body as far as like the tone. Do I have a co-host tonight? I have a moderator, but she's at a party, I think. So she was supposed to come on, but I'm not sure if she is. If she isn't, that's cool. I'm not forcing anybody to do anything. So but yeah. So I'm using that. And all the products, I didn't link any products yet, but the common products that I typically use is in my Shop My, which is in my description. What brush am I using for this? Okay, so I'm gonna mix the two together. And remember our little friend that came up out of nowhere very disrespectfully? Yeah, now there is a whatchamacallit? A scab, a scar. So now the scar has color. Can I correct it? It wasn't there before? No. But now that I have a color there that needs to be corrected because it doesn't flow with the rest of my face, it needs to be corrected. So I'm going to make sure that I cover that up with the color corrector, color that I use. And obviously I need to get rid of my little mustache I got going on. So temporarily, we're going to go ahead and cover that up. So when I'm dealing with clients, working with clients, especially the ones that always come, like I always see them. And speaking of the past, sometimes they have something new on their face. I always want to consult them or just look at their face to see what needs to be corrected, what needs to be handled as far as underneath, um, or ask them if anything new has changed, etc. As far as like sensitivity, yada yada. Normally they would just tell me because those questions will come about based off what's going on in their skin. Because like I said, this wasn't there before, so I wouldn't really have to worry about that area of my skin. But now that it's there, I have to cover it. So that's what I was saying. Like prior to this, you're only correcting what you see. If it's not there, you're not going to correct it, right? So only correct what you see. If it's not there, you move on to the next step. There was something dark there, but not that big. So that's why I'm blending it out with my finger. But yeah, if you don't see anything there, please do not waste time to correct. Don't focus on people telling you to correct because you should, because it's a trend. You're only using the corrector for what you see you need to correct. If you don't see anything, move on to the next step. Especially if you are trying to use less products, etc. You only use things that you actually need. So yeah, I have a scar up here because I did have a pimple up there too. It just wasn't as noticeable as the one that was right there. So now that the pimple is a scar, there's color and scar, I can correct it. Okay, it is 8:23. Please let me know if you guys have any questions. I know there's not too many people on, but let me know if you have any questions, anything I can help you with personally, etc. Let me know. And today is this weekend is a holiday weekend too. So that's another thing. That people may not be on today, but we still gotta do what we gotta do with the lives. So here we are, trying to be more disciplined about that too. Because sometimes if I'm not feeling it, I just I won't do it. That goes for anything. And sometimes that's okay, and sometimes that's not okay. Because I have people like literally counting on me to do certain things. And if I fall short, it's looked at differently, if that makes any sense. So I'm trying to do better with that. Because that's what I've been noticing. I don't know if it's actually happening in people's head, but that's what I've been noticing, what I've been doing. So I've been trying to change that. Because I would always like, oh, I'm just giving myself grace. Well, you don't need all the grace sometimes. You need to just do what you're supposed to do. Yes. Sun said, that's right, push through consistency. Yes. Honestly, Son, you definitely do motivate me because at times I'm like, do I really want to do this tonight? Not that I don't want to, it's just, I don't know. I don't know what it is sometimes. I need to figure that out of why I'm like, no. Like, for example, we had my husband had invited his blind brother to come and, chill, and he has a new girlfriend. Nothing against her at all. And I just hate putting on a host for new people that I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It's nerve wracking and everything. And I'm like, please, weather change. And you know what? I was like, what is this? Why am I doing this? This is ghetto. So I was like, you know what? Let's just do it. Let's just do it. Let's get the house together. Let's just do it. And it was a lot of fun. They stayed for a few hours, and it was she's cool, down to earth, and was a lot of fun. Um, and I was like, what was all of that for? So just certain things I'm working on. I have W07, which is the all over shade I was telling you about. And if you know, I put this on mainly on the outer edges of my face. During the summer, it depends on how much I'm outside like that. I don't really get tan. I used to in the past when I was younger. Now, not so much. So I can get away with my tone won't change. Your tone won't change, okay, from season to season, but the shade can. The shade meaning like from light to dark, it can. So my face does not get darker like that unless like I said, unless I step outside, depending on my environment. But unless I step outside like that often, then it won't really change much. So, but yeah. But please start looking at your shade, your face, and your body to see if it's getting darker for the summer, etc. And you just adjust. You ain't got to adjust that much. You just adjust a tiny bit to compensate for that. All right, let's see. Hold on, there's a lot going on. Put in the work. God will bless it. Watch the replays. I always watch the replays because it does bless me. I watch it. I watch my replays and Sen's replays and a couple of others when I'm like doing things or I'm in a funk or something like that. I will watch it. Even if I watched it already, I will watch it again. So glad. I'm so glad, but I do understand. I'm like, if I don't show up, that's a still I could make. Exactly. And a new follower may have lost. Correct. Exactly. That's how I have to look at it. The blessing is on the other side when we push through. Yes, Lord. Come on, church. Um, and plus it's like I missed the opportunity of teaching somebody something. And quite a few people are lost as far as like lost in basically figuring out this makeup thing, They're confused as to what to do next. How do I do X, Y, and Z? So they're a little bit lost in a sauce. So I always, not always, I want to think on that term, on those terms. So I'm using the same Vision Cream cover. I'm just moving on to the highlight part. I'm using W03. They're depotted, so showing you would be pointless. But W03 and W03, W04, and N07. N07 is, or just N for Danessa, is basically neutral. I add a tiny bit of neutral to my mixture because as you can see, let me see if I can get up a little bit. As you can see, my body is not super yellow, you know. Don't get fooled by here because that was from this, right? So it's not that yellow. And if I put yellow on yellow, it's going to give me yellower. And so, and I have done that early on in my career, and I just never understood what the problem was until I started understanding the color wheel. So, yeah. So I put a tiny bit. You don't need a whole lot because you're gonna look gray, but you need a tiny bit to balance that out, to neutralize it some. I'm not taking the yellow out completely, but I do want to neutralize it, to tone it down so it doesn't seem so yellow. And definitely going to hair school has taught me so much about the color wheel. And the same thing that I do with makeup is the same, like the same way I think about the color wheel with makeup is the same with hair. Literally, I kid you not, there's no difference. Except for you're actually dealing with hair, and to the face, that's the only difference. Other than that, it's the exact same thing. What brush did I use for this? Oh, here we go. So I'm just gonna take this brush and blend it out. It's just a fluffy brush. Just a fluffy brush. All brushes that I've been using are synthetic, if you wanted to know. Very affordable. It's either Crown or, what else do I have in here? Crown or Morphe, Royal Langnickel, which is Omnia now, but Royal Langnickel. What else? Crown. I think I said that. And if you didn't know, Danessa Myricks Vision Cream Cover is a concentrate. So it's super pigmented, super strong. So it can be your foundation, it could be your concealer, all that jazz. And if you saw my latest post, I was talking about multi-purpose products. That is a multi-purpose product. That's, I don't know if people were understanding what I was saying, what I was putting in the comment section, but that is multi-purpose. So yeah. But what I mentioned, the brands that I mentioned aren't the only people that, or aren't the only companies that make multi-purpose products. But yeah, a little bit does go a long way. Hey, Peach. You watch too? I appreciate that. Hello, gonna have to catch the replay, but once it say hi. Hey, Cat. Say Peach. I appreciate you for coming on in. You're still at the party, I believe you were saying, right? If I'm not mistaken. In a minute, I'm gonna blend this out. Come down. I put a lot here, so when I blend it out, it'll move to another area. So yeah, I'm just trying to do better showing up not only online, but also just in person when I meet new people. If the conversation calls for me to just tell them what I do and what I'm passionate about, all of that. I'm trying to do better. It's been a long time coming because it's been years trying to do this as far as trying to get it together, but it's been getting there. I'm not saying I haven't been putting in the effort as far as like trying to make that change, but um yeah. Hmm. All right, I know I look crazy right now. This is the moment I would spray my face down. If I had it, it's in my bathroom. If I had it with me, I would do that. But we're going to go ahead and blend her out. Like I said, if you look dead on, it's a lot more on this side than this side. So we're going to go ahead and adjust that in just a second. I'm just so glad that it's not, I don't have to keep pressing my phone because, baby, who wants to do all that? If I had to do that at night, baby, it was going to be a similar live like we did last Saturday because I'm not about to be fooling with this phone. In the settings. Let's see what you guys are saying in the comments. Nothing yet. Just saying hi to Peach. Hey, Sylvia, welcome. We are almost done with face. We just, laying it down before we get into the fun part. I actually like it like that bright. So we're going to match that. I have some more in my hand. I'm just adding on. Love that it's buildable, so you can do that. I'm just making sure the intensity is the same or at least close enough. Not trying to bring too much underneath my eye because that's the first thing that's going to fold first. The first thing that's going to fold. I'm going to bring a little bit more brightness down here. Because if see how bright it is underneath there and it's not really balanced, it's going to draw more attention to my lip area. And it's going to give the illusion that I still need to cover up my mustache, right? So it's going to emphasize that more because of the contrast. So we're going to kind of balance that out. It doesn't have to be as bright as my under eye area, but it has to be at least somewhat near it, so it doesn't seem that way. All right, tiny bit down here. Yeah. Foundation and concealing, highlight, all that it's a game of light and darkness and tones, really. So yeah. Yes, do what my mom says. Everyone, please like, share, and subscribe as you join. Appreciate you, mommy. I make mommy my moderator. Let me see if I can actually do that while on live. Let's see. Oh, yes, I can. There you go, mommy. Okay. Mommy's the moderator for tonight. Let me know if you guys have any questions. We're almost done with the face. Why is it blurry? Hello. Thank you. What's that? All right, cool. This will be a new experience for you. Oh, just think of you being a parent. That's pretty much it. But yeah, for now you can just, do exactly what you were doing, mommy. No, nothing too special as of today. All right, so we're gonna jump back into the curve case only because last time we did a more natural type of glam. It wasn't really full glam, and I wanted to test it out that time. And now, since we love it, we're here for it. We're gonna use the curve case again. So that's so awesome. Hold on, so much trust. My hush. Of course, I trust you, crazy woman. Um, that's so awesome. I'm heading to the mailbox. That's a short walk. That's funny. It is dark out here. So thinking of you going to the mailbox right now is funny. Alrighty. Although I know we don't live in the same area as well too. So there's that. So I'm using deep, and I'm also going to use medium because you know me, I am a mixer. So I'm going to use some of medium. Um, this is toned up. So I'm going to use toned up in medium. This is how she looks. Curve case. And then I'm going to use Shade and Laid, which is this one here. And I'm going to use those two to bronze and to contour. You could use one over the other. At least for me, I can't use the medium by itself, what I just showed you, because it looks just like my skin, to be honest with you. But I like for it to be toned down. I don't want it to be that dark, so I do use the medium with the dark. This is not a matter of they didn't get my skin tone right or anything like that. It's just the palette that I chose. You know what I'm saying? If that makes any sense. So we're gonna you see that's pretty close. I'm gonna deepen that just a tiny bit. Just a tinch. Let's see. We're gonna deepen that up. We're gonna deepen it more with a rituation. Just not even a whole lot, just a bit. Actually, no, wait. Let's use blend and snatch. Just kidding. Blend and snatchy snatch. Let's see if that gives the darkness I'm looking for. If not, I'll go to a rituation. Use a tiny bit of rituation. Now, if you are not a mixer, if you are not trying to mix nothing, you're trying to get up and go type of thing, you may not gravitate to these palettes, I'm gonna be honest with you. But if you want to try it, why not? Okay, so that's cute. Okay. So I am going to pull out two colors actually. I'm gonna use Shade and Laid. Right. Shade and Laid with some of the medium palette to get a bronzing color. I'm going to use Toned Up. Because the other tone that I created is more on the cool side, so I'm going to get one that's a bit more warm. and a little bit more natural. See that? That's a little different. See how this is more cool than this? So this would be my bronzing color. This one is going to be my contour color. All right, cool. Now we got that laid out the way. I'm going to use, let's see what you guys are saying. Yep. Let's see. Off topic, these sales are wild. Yes, I'm back home now. Sunright, I guess the cosmetic industry really did take a slight dip. They must have featuring pair of earrings tonight. Oh, thank you, mommy. Mommy, that is not the site. Byoutique does not have a site. It's going to be my actual services site that they can basically email me for the earrings that they want for right now until I make it available. I'm going to put it in the chat. So that is where, actually, let me make that a hyperlink. Hold, please. There we go. And then for what, you can also message me through my site for just tell me what earrings you like. And then I'll share with you the Instagram for it. 1 second. Once you made me moderator, the live rewind. Oh, it didn't rewind for me. Did it rewind for anybody else? That's interesting. Where you're able to still go back to where we are now. So I'm putting the bronzer one a little bit above where I would naturally contour. So putting that above, you see that's very, very natural. Super pretty. You can wear this sucker on its own. Okay, do you see? That is so pretty. I would literally wear this mug on its own. You can mess around and wear it as a blush if you want to. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. I just love that it's not sticky, but it grips the face. I really like that. And I'm basically feathering that section. I'm not putting a whole lot of product all at once because it's buildable. Very pretty, very, very pretty. Very pretty, thank you. Just you. Okay. Thank you, mommy. She said she loves this. It's gorgeous. Thank you. Okay. Just putting this here. Like I said, it is a preference. You can stop here and just make this your ending point. As far as like bronzer or blush, um, that is up to you. You don't have to contour. You don't have to go super dark. No, none of that. Don't believe the hype. Okay, you can do whatever you want with makeup. It just has to make sense to you. What are you looking for? You know. As you know, these wonderful demarcation lines that I cannot stand. You know me. I am going to tappity tap away to blend it out. So yeah. Remember, it is makeup, it moves. So yeah. It's my the jawline area. I'm gonna carve out my chin a little bit. And then I get my nose area, hit it with my nose area just a tiny bit. Start by the center here because that is the most receded area of the nose. And then I blend out. No extra product, just blending out from whatever I put here. I'll catch the replay, Brittany. Our pool party turned into a pizza and playoffs watch party. That's exciting. Have fun. Okay, we gotta be done with the face soon. It is 8:52. Just catching up on time. All right. I'm gonna blend this out one more time. All right, now we're going to go into the contour color that we mixed together to be a little bit on the cooler side. We're gonna put that where the hollows of my cheeks are, okay? And you already know I'm not gonna come super far down because I don't want to look masculine unless that's the look that you're going for or it flows with the rest of your facial structure. Go right on ahead. Other than that, if you don't want to look super masculine, flow with the rest of your facial structure. Okay. So if the shadow doesn't go all the way down, you don't go all the way down. So yeah. And then I'm just tracing it, whatever was left on the brush, tracing it around my hairline to give more dimension to the face. And I'm swiping upward, whatever that product is, upward into the bronzer color. Same thing on the other side, hollows of my cheek area, not coming all the way down. That's pretty. And blending upward. And then whatever is left on the brush, I am chasing it around the hairline. Okay. Whatever's left on the brush, I'm just chasing it on the jaw area. I don't really need to, but if you are wanting to do that to correct something, correcting a shape, have fun. All right, so just blending, final blending before going into powders to set the face. So we can jump right into this look. Not gonna take too long, but I do want to have enough time to do it. All right, cute. Okie dokie. Where we set? I need to take this stuff off my hand. Are we liking it so far? You guys like the skin so far? Would you purchase the curve case? Or would you bypass the curve case? And why? There's something in my eye. Don't know what it's. Well, let me know if you would purchase the curve case or bypass the curve case and why. Amazing how your eyes open up. You only have foundation work done. Yes, ma'am. Appreciate you, mommy. You have blessed me with these eyes, my dear. My eyes look like your eyes. Oop, dropping stuff. Okay. All right, so let's set and keep it pushing. It's gorgeous. I'm passing. I got too much complexion at this time. You do. You do. You definitely do. But I can see you definitely using it. I can see you using this thing for sure, especially the blushes. I can see that. All right. All right, so as you guys know, I'm using the Nestamerics Evolution Powder. If I was going out, of course, I would use Dermablend along with the Nestamerics Evolution Powder just to give me more staying power, especially out here in this dreaded heat. And the humidity is rising here, so it's giving Miami a little bit. So yeah, so definitely combating sweat and oils is definitely how your prep is, what your prep looks like, and what the application is throughout. So keep that in mind. All right, you already know I'm going to get my brush or whatever tool that I decide to use ready to press and roll. I've been using the brush lately. I do go between the velour puff and or a brush, or sometimes I use both. But if I'm pressing and rolling, I'm using one over the other, literally. So it just depends on what I feel like using that day. All right, so I'm going to press and mend back the product that I laid down underneath my face. So I don't, you see how it's kind of running away? Well, on this side for sure, because I was digging in my eyeball. So there's that. So I want to make sure that I mend that back together before I set. Because if I set that, it's going to set the crease. And we're not trying to set creases. We're trying to set smoothness, you know? So we're pressing and rolling right up underneath. I'm going to get some more product because that wasn't enough. Your brush should not look like cocaine. That means it's too much. You don't need all of that. Just need enough to set underneath the eye. You can always go back over it with more powder once it's set to lock it in some more, but where that directly underneath the eye, baby, you don't need a whole lot. Snow, right? And I just love how you can see that it blurred it some. Okay, same thing. I'm going to get the brush together first. Then I'm going to press and roll underneath the eye. You guys, it's our last week of school coming up. Baby, Tuesday through Friday. What? I'm so excited. I'm so excited. All they're taking is finals, and that's it. Oh my gosh, I ain't gotta hear you. We're gonna just be playing Kahoot or Book It, and that's it. Noel's in the house. I said Noel's in the house. I said Noel's in the house. Hey girl. We haven't seen Noel earlier. You doing okay? I'm saying like you down the street. You doing okay, girl? All right, so I am mending my forehead and pressing it into my forehead a little bit. Not as hard as I was doing the under eye area, but pressing it enough because there are lines on the forehead. Oh, this is louder than what they were doing before. My neighbors. Oh my God. I hope I get sleep tonight. When I tell you they have parties now, I can't say anything because my family, when I was younger, we had parties like that too. I mean, I think we weren't that loud, but oof, Lord Jesus Christ. Oh my gosh. Thank you. No, it's okay that you're late. It's fine. You're fine. Don't worry. Um, but baby, I just want to sleep. We got church tomorrow, and when I tell you they do these parties, and not that like I'm not used to it coming from Miami, but geez, like sometimes I'm getting older. Like I'm trying to sleep. Okay, I got kids that are trying to sleep. So thank God they sleep through it. But when you don't want to hear all that, you don't want to hear all that. So there's that. That's all I can say about that one. That's where I'm at with that. All right, powdered down. I'm gonna move on to face powders. I'm going to use MAC Mineralized Skin Finish. If you know, you know. So for short, we call it MSF. And I'm trying to find the colors I use on my face. Hold on. Cool. Oh. It's on the floor. No wonder. Medium tan. All right, so I'm going to use medium tan and medium deep for underneath my eye area. This one is medium tan. So yeah, it's pretty light. And medium deep. Okay, for a little bit of warmth. This one is going to go more towards the inner part of my eyes and the inner part of my face. And this one is going to be more on the outer edge. Okay, just to create dimension. Doesn't look like it's, I can't wait to lay down, I'm telling you. My kids were up at 6 a.m. talking about mom hungry. Oh no. Oh, Lord God, Almighty, no. It'll be the day that your kids can literally just go and get their own breakfast. I'm telling you. Because that's what my kids do. That's what Marley and Tommy does. They get their own, they have a step stool downstairs by in the kitchen, and they get their own food. So they don't have to wake me up or my husband's usually up anyway, but if we're asleep, they'll leave us alone. They won't even come in the room. They'll just go downstairs quietly, get their food, eat, go brush their teeth, and then they just wait till we wake up on the weekends. Give them some grace, Brittany. It's Memorial Weekend. It might go on through Monday. It is what it is. I know. I am giving them grace. It's just I want to sleep. That's all I'm saying. I'm not mad at it. It's just I would love to sleep. I would love to get some rest. This is medium deep on the outer portions, um, overlapping medium tan. My boys are, yeah, they're very grown. So, and they love to be independent. They don't want you to do too many things for them. They're not like mad when you try to help them, but you can tell that I'll ask them like, do you want to X, Y, and Z? And they're like, I can do it. Okay, cool. That's fine. And I allow them to because they're getting older. They're going to eventually have to learn how to do a lot of things on their own anyway as they get older. So why not do it now? And majority of the times they'll ask to do things on their own. So for example, they wanted their hand in washing dishes, but majority of our dishes go in the dishwasher anyway. So, but they wanted to wash their own dishes. And I was just like, okay, I'll show you. And they were like, can you show us how to do it? And I'm like, okay, cool. And then I taught them and they love washing dishes. I was like, hey, shoot, all right, let's do this. Hey, look. Look, if you want to do it, I don't mind. I'm using dark tan on the outer edges of that like little halo that I created on my forehead. So yeah, I'm not worried about them breaking anything. I mean, if they're gonna break something, they'll break something. Like it comes with little hands, and they're not purposely trying to break anything, but it just comes with them being smaller. You know what I'm saying? So I just tell them how to handle things, and they get it. But yeah, the time will come and it's going to be amazing because it wasn't always like that. I'm using dark deep. I'm toning down my chin just a tiny bit. It's too much, a little too much. I'm using dark deep for slightly like for the rest of my face. But man, I'm telling you, son, it's coming. It is coming. And don't be afraid to show them, especially if they ask for it. If they ask to learn about, whatever that you feel that they're ready to learn, show them. Why not? Okay, so now we're going to move on to the fun stuff. I'm going to show you the earrings again. I'm going to put it on actually so we can take some inspiration from it. And pretty much I know what colors I'm going to jump into because what screams at me the most are, hold on, let me get the earrings on first, are the turquoise color. That turquoise color is really pretty. And I picked that one because it's not used. I feel like it's not used too well. Actually, you know what? It is used quite a bit. But the way that it's laid out on the earrings to me. So super pretty. So I'm gonna put it on. And I'm gonna let the earrings and the look come to life. Now we're getting into the fun parts. Yes, we are creating a look for the earrings. We haven't done that in a while, so I was like, why not? Of course, we're gonna get into the gem colors. I'm gonna lay down bronzer on my eyes, just the basics. I'm using CoverGirl Queen bronzer to do that, and a fluffy brush. Nothing crazy. Just checking on my eyes because I laid down the Nessamar Exploring Balm Powder on my eyes, so we're good to go. So I'm just going to go in circular motions and base that eye down. The eye ready to go. And I think what I'm gonna do is now that I'm looking at these blues and greens that I have in here, I am going to lay down. I'm trying to think which one I'm gonna lay down. So this is really pretty. This one, either this one or this dark one right here. Let's lay down that dark one. I already feel it. I was already looking at it. Who is this by? This is by Give Me Glow Cosmetics. So I'm not gonna put this all over my lid. I'm just gonna put this right towards the front third of my eyelid and then smoke it out around the edge. So I don't want it super pigmented up here. Just enough so I can lay the other color right on top. I'm gonna blend that out as soon as I finish with the other eye. And this color is called Ariel. It's a pressed powder eyeshadow. So 1/3 and stop. And then blending the edges out with the same brush. Cute. All right, so now Nothing on the blending brush. I'm just going to make sure there isn't any demarcation lines. Using a fluffy blending brush. Blending brush? Blending brush. Blending edges. All right, cute. Moving on. We are either going to use Lightwork Volume 4 from the Nisamyrix or Lightwork Volume 5. Okay, so I'm going to show you 4 first to see what we got going on. I do need to clean this palette though. So we have 2 colors that are in your turquoise family. That is Awakening. That's really pretty. Or we can use both. How about that? Awakening, and then there is Out of Body. Awakening is right here, and Out of Body is up here. So it's like a green teal. This one is a blue to purple. You can see it here. That's in Lightwork Volume 4. Let's see what we have in Lightwork Volume 5. So we used this, I believe, the last time, right underneath my eyes. So this is Strong. It's blue to teal shift. And nothing else in this palette is giving turquoise. So just that one. So what I'm probably going to do is, where's Awakening? This is Awakening. I'm going to lay Awakening down, and then I'm going to put Out of Body. Yeah, Out of Body. I'm going to put Out of Body somewhere. Don't know where yet, but somewhere she will be. I need to clean up. Can you clean up now? So this is Awakening. Ooh, oh y'all. Awakening is so pretty. Now, if you're new to the Lightwork palettes, you don't need a base underneath, but because it would do the same thing you're seeing now. But putting a base underneath will just, I feel like it does amplify it. I have to see it on its own, but why are you blurry? What is happening? Come. There we go. It's gorgeous, as you can see here. Super, super, super pretty. Love me a gem shift, okay? Same thing here on this side. You see, and it works really well with these earrings, but we're going to amplify this eye up even more. Add a tiny bit more, just making sure I have the same intensity on both eyes. Yeah, there we go. Now that I think about it, I might just play crazy and put Out of Body on the outer edge just to see what it would give. Why not? Why not? So let's put Out of Body. I'm going to overlap Out of Body, and then I'm going to put it at the outer edge. It's like I said, makeup doesn't have rules. You just have to understand what you're doing with it. Like, what is your purpose? So pretty. We're going to blend that out, of course, blending the edges out. Do you have to always blend the edges out? No, you can leave it like that if you want to. If you want it to cut all the way through, you're more than welcome to. Yep, headed up there in a sec. You should see it. That's what my house was looking like today too, and I had to clean up because people were coming over. Don't you just love that? But then I love it too because the house is clean, got to worry about it. Love that. So you'll feel that for yourself too, son. I can't wait. Because it's such a good feeling when it's clean, especially before a holiday. I usually would do it on a holiday, but I'm like, yeah, we need to go ahead and clean this up. So I'm overlapping it and then almost like a half moon shape on the outer edge. You love it? Yeah, I wasn't sure how I was going to take this one, but yeah. And then now I'm looking at Sixth Sense. It looks gold, but it's also this green looking situation. So I'm going to put that in the front. I'm going to have it peek out in the front a little bit. Use a pencil brush to do that. You see how it's like this brighter green than the one back here? And it's a good balancer too. That is pretty. Love it. Okay. And going back to the blending brush, nothing on the brush, carefully blending out the outer edge. Because like I said, these are very pigmented as you see. And you dip too far into it, you're going to take that sucker somewhere else. So you want to be very careful of what you're trying to blend and where you're trying to take it. And you know the funny thing about parties and stuff, I'm the one to be dancing to the music anyway. I'm such a dancer. It's so funny. So yeah, they're playing shots right now. That's so funny. All right, I'm not worried about the under eye coming down a little bit. That's fine. It's gonna get covered anyway. So carefully blending, nothing on the brush, just softening, softening up the line. Intentional placement, yeah. That's right, mommy. And it literally took me no more than like what 3 minutes, 3 to 5 minutes to lay the sucker down. And it's one color, well, one underneath, and then a second color, third color, fourth color. It looked like I did everything under the sun just to create this eye look. And it looks expensive. That's why I love gem colors. Dancing Queen Brittany, right? And that is it for the eye. I'm gonna get these brows together. I'm gonna do the under eye actually. I'm going to smoke that out because it deserves a smoke, a little smoky smoke. I'm going to get the bronzer first. I mix with a darker contour color. And gently get underneath that eye. I'm using CoverGirl Clean bronzer in Ebony Bronze and Femme Noir by MAC to smoke out the bottom. Great. Then I'm gonna take this black. It's a matte black. It's called Leggings from Give Me Glow Cosmetics. And it's a black black. Because it's a matte black, I'm being gentle with it. So that it's only being placed where I'm putting it. And then I'm flicking. I don't know if you can hear the flick, but I'm flicking this area right here to give me like a slight, like elongated area to make my eyes slightly bigger, more cat eye-ish a little bit. That's cute. Okay. Let's see. A little bit of that bronzer again to soften this area right here underneath the black. Okay, now we can move on to brows. We're using Danessa Myricks Groundwork. This is Groundwork and Blooming Romance together. They're both Groundwork palettes. And so this is your Groundworks family. So, and over here. So that's what I'm going to use for my brows. I'm using, which one do I use? I usually use all three sometimes if I want it to be super dramatic and less natural. So that's probably what we'll do. I'm gonna brush up my brows. Yeah, it's going perfectly with these earrings. I'm not a matcher. I like to find looks that go with the earrings, not necessarily match it. So fill them in. There's like a gap right here. So fill that in while I'm shaping my brows. It is 9:30. We are almost to the finish line. So if you have questions, please lay it on me. Or if you forgot what I used, please let me know and I'll tell you. Also, replay people, please don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. It means everything and it helps me to grow. Please do. This look is fire. Thank you, son. I appreciate you. That's why I need to pull out my pomade for my brows since I'm not having them done soon. Yeah, that will get you all the way together, to be honest. Well, that's a gem. You guys, I'm going to finally buy these nail decor and supplies probably tonight or tomorrow. I just need to find time to sit down and do it. Sit down and look through my list again. But I'm excited because I'm gonna be doing my friend's nails. Um, and my mom, she's I believe she's coming during the summer, so I'll be doing her nails for sure. So I'm excited because I should have been having these services up a long time ago, but I wanted to make sure I have everything that I need, or at least majority of what I need to get started. Um, and especially with like the trends and stuff like that, I know people are going to be asking for that. So I'm like, let me go ahead and grab what I need so I can get the ball rolling. I am just making my brows a bit more dimensional. Being careful of not like putting too much down. Beautiful. Thank you, Ma. Okay. So I used the two browns. I didn't use the darker one. The black. Usually I would use the black to help outline a little bit more, but I was like, you know what? Let me keep it more like feathery because I need to actually do my brows too, and I haven't done them in like 2 weeks. So, we just gonna keep it a little a little feather situation. Okay. Okay, what am I looking for? Some blush. And then I'll tackle the mascara in just a second. And I'm also going to use, one second, great. I'm going to use Made by Mitchell's liquid blushes. This one was the one that didn't have a name, so I don't know what name it is, but I'll show you the color. Looks like her. So I'm going to put that towards the front, and then I'm going to use also this one. This is by Dennis and Myricks. This is the blurring blush. Blurring balm powder and flesh. And this one is Dancing Queen. This is the color Dancing Queen. So that's cute together. So we're going to use her first. So I'm gonna put this on the back of my hand. Because like I was telling you guys before, I like that how it looked on top. So that's what we're going to do. We're gonna mimic it being on top. So I normally don't aim for the front unless I'm purposely doing something like this, that I want this particular color to be in the front, then that's when I would change up my technique. Other than that, honey, look, just to save you time, mistakes or whatever, put it from the back to the front so it can blend properly. Unless if you're true to this, then you can do either one. It really doesn't matter. You got the hang of it, you know your skin, etc. it wouldn't really matter. See how pretty? That is so gorgeous. So I'm gonna put that about 1/3. Because the Dancing Queen is as pigmented as his blushes. So I wanted to make sure that it's giving the same intensity. I couldn't really use Makeup Forever because they're not as intense as the other ones. And I want the whole blush to be as intense. Not saying that you couldn't use it, but I need you to be the same. For this, I need it to be the same intensity because I feel like it'll get lost a little bit with this particular type of eye. The boldness of this look. Yeah, baby, I need you to be seen, okay? I need you to pop. So 1/3, right? Mm-hmm. Thank you, mommy. She said beautiful. Okay. All right. We shall blend it out as soon as I get Dancing Queen down. So I'm going to flip my brush on the other side to lay down Dancing Queen. I'm going to overlap that over the other color. You see how pretty that is? That's a good transition. Love that. Love that. I'm going to come close to the eye a little bit. They're playing a Spanish song that I know. I don't know the name. And I'm over here like, eight, 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 eight. Terrible. That's what happens when you're a dancer. Anything just goes, you know what I mean? All right, so since the blush is bold, eye is bold, we're gonna tone down the lip, kind of similar to what we did the last time. Um, it's just a nice nude lip, you know. Put that close to the eye. I don't know if y'all can see that. It's nice and smooth. Love that. Now we're going to use the face brush that we were using before, the foundation brush, and we're just going to lightly tap some of the front out. So I don't want to look like a Chinese doll. I don't want to look like that. Add music to the lounge. You can hear it. That's crazy if you can hear it. All right, you see how that softens it up? It doesn't look so overbearing, right? Or overpowering. The front of the face. It just softly goes into this nice soft pink, into this berry tone. Oh, okay, good. I'm glad you can. Because I don't need YouTube to drag me because they hear music. I don't have it's not my own. All right. So pretty. Okay. So checking the eyes. And then I'm gonna put some blush on. Not in the mood to wear lashes tonight, but we are going to double coat mascara. Let's see. Where are you having? I'm using the Voluminous Carbon Black by L'Oreal. This is Old Faithful. Okay. Old Faithful. Love her down. So just coating. Do you have to wear lashes with every look? Nope. Preference. Oh, if you're anything like that. If you're like, I need lashes, I don't know how to put on lashes, I don't want to learn. I feel like I'm not gonna know how. You don't have to. It's fine. Get you a good mascara, double, triple coat mascara on the lashes, and you'll be just fine. Get you a good volumizing mascara too. Volumizing, and if it also does lengthening, that's also beneficial. So how do you guys like this look so far? I look like a little mermaid. We are almost done. We're almost at the 2 hour mark, about 20 minutes out. We have highlight left and then lips. Thank you, son. I appreciate you. She says gorgeous. Okay, so going for the second coat on the top. Bruh. Until that dries. Okay, so no juice tonight. What juice? I have water. Which I'm about to drink some. Okay, done with mascara. I'm gonna wait till this dries over here to take that off. So, gonna drink some water and then moving on to lips, and then we'll be done. Oh, adult juice. Um, I had 2 glasses earlier. There's no more. It is gone because it was 4 people that were drinking. So yeah, 4 adults. So there's no more. There's no more. We had 2 glasses. So it's just regular. One was, I think it was, yeah, it was champagne. And that was that. All right. I am going to highlight before I forget. What am I using? What I feel like using tonight for highlighting. Oh, you know what? What I haven't used in so long. Ooh, forgot about her. I'm using a Mineralized Skin Finish in Cheeky Bronze by MAC. Ooh, oldie but a goodie. Oldie but a goodie. Oldie but a goodie. So pretty. If you haven't played with the MSF in Cheeky Bronze, so it's so soft, but it's so it's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. Not two glasses. Yes, two glasses. But it's just champagne. Like champagne does not get me. Does not even tickle my fancy. Let's put it that way. Cold Moscato. Cold Moscato is good. Oh man. Oh, I know you're gonna have that glass of wine. All right, so that is Cheeky Bronze. Really pretty. I haven't used her in so long. Love that. Put that up a little bit more. All right, now I'm going to line my lips with what's left of this pencil liner. If I can find it. Where is it? Don't know. Oh, here we go. Captain Cocktail here. Oh yeah. My mother is definitely a cocktail queen. Hold on, my lips is a little dry because that thing is not moving anywhere. Hold on, hold please. I'm getting the moisture repair on my lips again. Because who am I fooling? Okay, that's better. Okay. This is NYX lip liner pencil. Very basic brown. It's like a cool tone brown. Cool and you know what? Cool, maybe warm, a little bit warm. I think this one is called. I think it's called chocolate. That's a cool and warm brown together. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Okay, now let's lip together. You know, I always cocktail lips. It's just all the way to potted. So for me to try to figure out what this is, um, I just know the finishes, but I can't tell you the names of what's inside of here at all. Wouldn't be able to tell you. So, best thing to do is find something similar as like the tone of what I'm putting down. You're really playing with color tonight. The Queen of Color. I haven't played with color in a while, so that has me excited. Hmm. I want to stay like in this mauve pink family. Um, um, to keep it more toned down. So yeah, that's where we're going. Okay, that's cute. All right, and then we're gonna use what are we gonna use? Probably gonna use the Color Fix gloss for my lips. Me and this little brush is gonna fight because look how long it took me to get that lip on. Good lord. Now you're gonna put a lot on. If you haven't done so, please like, share, and subscribe. Watch the replay. Thank you, mommy. I'm gonna line again just so that the contrast of what I wanted is there. Because the way my lips are shaped, if I put light, my lips automatically looks very big compared to what they actually are. And it's crazy. So I need to make sure it's always balanced. Well, to me, it looks crazy. It might not be for everybody, but for me, to me, it's not cute. Okay, you line them again. Majority of what I use is already linked in my shop line, which is in my in the description box. But anything extra, I'll add it after the live. Not directly after because I'm going to bed, but tomorrow for sure. Okay, now let me grab the pink glaze. I think that it's called. Are you pink glaze? Pink ice. Just kidding. Close enough. All these color fixes. I need to start using them before it goes bad. So this is glaze. The Color Fix glaze is from Danessa Myers. This one is in pink ice. And that's what I'm going to put right smack dab on top. This is the color. Super pretty. Okay. super pretty. Love this mauve pink. Okay, just getting the colors off my hands now. And then we do take down of the hair, final look at the look. And then we are on our way out. We just made it for 2 hours. Look at God. Come on time. Alrighty, so as I was saying before, if you catch it from the beginning or if you didn't catch it from the beginning, this is a look curated specifically for my earrings boutique. And this one we use today is called Parrots. So pretty. And each one it is different. They're not the same like type of, they're the same gems, but they're placed in different ways. So for example, these are not in the same area as this one. So I love to curate to match the earrings. Not exactly match, but kind of give a feel of what I would wear on my face to go with the earrings, if that makes any sense. So this is something I would do, especially if I had the time to do the makeup. I definitely would do something like this. So pretty. We can just, focus. Focus. Somewhat focus. Hello. Thank you guys. Noel said I slay. Sunset absolutely killed it. Thank you. So yeah, so I hope you really love this look. It will be, I forgot about this little thing right here. Lee mascara. There we go. I will link everything if it's not already in the description box in my shop, my ready to link. If you are interested in Parrots, you can DM me on Instagram. You can also message me through my website where you'll be getting it directly from. And yeah, that is it. That's all I got. So this is the final look of the whole thing. Really cute. I'm gonna back up so you can see. But yeah, side to side. You got turquoise and green going on. Really pretty. Look like I'm underwater. Little mermaid or whatever. And then a nice toned down nudish mauve pink lips. Super pretty. And that goes perfectly with this look. Not too much. Very glam, but still you is what my take is. So hope you like it. Which I can clearly see that you guys do. If you have any questions, this will be the time to post your questions. If not, I shall let you go. Just looking in the comments, making sure I didn't miss anything. Good night, son. Alrighty. So there's no questions coming through. Thank you so much for joining in. And if you made it all the way from watching the replay, thank you so much. And also share, like, and subscribe. It means the world. It makes YouTube, for me, everything. So please, please do. It helps to support as well. Alrighty, you guys have a great, great night. Thank you, Mommy, for moderating. Bye.